Hey. Hello, and good morning. While we still have a few minutes of morning left, I wanted to bring you our very first episode of It's the Coffee for Me. I'm so excited about this little series. We are going to pick a hot topic, something that keeps you in the know, something that you are unaware of, and drop some gems on you every single Tuesday. So you can join me at 10 a.m. every Tuesday for It's the Coffee for Me. So today's hot topic, all right, today we are going to be discussing a very, very, very important topic if you want to get started with anything online, right? And that is where to begin with online dating. So I decided to take it upon myself to dive back into the ocean. Girl, let me tell you, it was not easy. But I took a dive back into the deep blue dating sea to find out what exactly is going on out there that I'm missing. You all know that I have Papa. I've had him for quite a while. It's been a little over a year and change for us, so I've been out of the dating scene for a while. I haven't really done any online dating, haven't really been on any websites, and I feel like everything is changing up, and I want to be on top of it for you. So I took it upon myself and decided to hop back on a couple of dating apps. So I want to share with you what I've reviewed so far and some of the favorites and some of the not so favorites. So let's dive on in. And first, let's talk about the best spot to finding a pot. Ladies, seriously, is online. Like, if you think about the amount of time that you're out and about traveling or, mixing and mingling throughout your day, think about all of the high-end places that the kind of guy that you want would be. Like, probably, if you're anything like me, you're not dipping and dabbing in those waters every day, especially because of where I live. I'm in a super small town. Yeah. So for all of you ladies that are in like East Giblip somewhere, don't worry about that, sis. There's a man for you, okay? Don't think that where you're from is going to stop you from getting to where you're going, okay? Now, one of the best ways to meet someone is online, just because it expands your reach incredibly, and you will find that not only do you have the ability to meet a different kind of person, different kind of guy, different caliber, but you'll also find that the kind of men you meet are very different from where you're at. And you might like that. That might work for you. So I would definitely say get your feet wet. The best place to find a pot is absolutely online. So I reviewed a couple of different online websites for you ladies that I'm going to share with you right now. But first things first, I want to ask you ladies a question. Something I have not tried, but I've been hearing over and over and over and over again in my Facebook groups, in my free Facebook groups. The ladies are talking about it endlessly. It's like the chat is all about Vibeline. Have any of you heard of Vibeline? Is Vibeline familiar to anyone? I have not tried it personally, but I have so many students that are raving about it. I have so many ladies that are just following me that are like raving about it, and they are just like, Vibeline is where it's at. So I'm going to have to check that out and give you guys a little review on Vibeline. But for now, I'm going to talk about the 3 sites that I did take a look at today, and I'm going to tell you where I found these sites. Okay? I don't know if you know this, but there's an actual website that does all this work for you. They do all the reviews of all these sites. They give you all of the pros and cons about these sites. I mean, they really dive in deep. So if you want this information without having to sign up for 50 different websites, you can do that just by visiting this one site that I'm going to give you at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. If you want to know where I got all this information from, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Don't forget, we are now on YouTube. So go over and check us out, like and subscribe and follow to Sweet to Elite University. I will see y'all over in YouTube land. Yes, yes. We did it finally, and maybe TikTok is coming soon per your request. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the first website. Now, the first website is sugarbabies.co. Now, it's not .com, sugarbabies.co. Let's get into it. So on sugarbabies.co, I like this site because it's free. So I was playing on it a little bit earlier. And I found that I'm going to actually pop onto it right now as we're talking. I found that building a profile was really super easy. I found that they have a sister site. And the sister site, let me see, am I verified yet? Nope, not yet. So I'm still waiting. It's been just an hour. But sugarbabies.co I really like because it's free to message people and to reach out. It seems like there's a vast majority of people on here. It seems like every color, creed, shape, size from all over the world is all mixed and mamble jambled in here. I'll show you guys their dashboard. Really cool. Right? Really easy dashboard. So I'm loving everything about this site. It is absolutely one of my favorites so far. And I haven't even really gotten to dive in just yet. But this was at the top of my list for today just because of how easy it was to create my profile, how simple it was to navigate the site once I was on it, and how easy it is to really just figure out the flow of things now that I'm on the site itself. So really, really easy. I love that it breaks down the newest people, the people that are closest nearby, the people that were most recently online, and the generous ones that be giving out gifts and such. So it literally breaks them down for you on the site, which I think it's really, really cool. So yeah, it's sugarbabies.co. Babies is BABIES.co. Super easy to get set up, super easy to get yourself started. So that's a really good website to check out. The second one, that was a pair. So I'm not going to call this a second one, but when you go to sugarbabies.co, they give you a little link at the end that says, hey, join our sister site. And if you're interested in, this, you might want to check out settledown.com. So I clicked it and I checked out settledown.com and I kind of like it too. It's the same thing. They're sister sites. So the interface is very familiar. The templates are all the same. It looks familiar, but one is meant for ladies that are really, really looking to hone in on long-term situations, right? Versus, thank you, new hair color. Who das? Thank you. No, but seriously. So what I want to focus on is the fact that these are sister sites. So if you know how to work one, you know how to work the other, but one of them has an intention to make sure that you are settling down. So settledown.com is pretty dope, especially for ladies like me who weren't really looking for someone who's already married because, I'm trying to get to the ring, so can't already have one. So for that, I think would be really, really good for you ladies, settledown.com. Second is Emily Dates. Now, Emily Dates is, again, brand new site, just kind of found it, stumbled across it, and I'll release the site where I found all of these at the end of this video. But I like Emily Dates as well, with the exception of the fact that they keep denying my photos. I don't know why they're denying my photos. I think it's because I'm wearing sunglasses in the pictures, which is kind of strange, because they keep leaving me this little note that says hey, if we can't see your eyes, you don't exist. And I'm just what, bitch? So they keep denying my photos. I'm not happy about that. But again, interface is really easy to use on Emily Dates. It seems like there's a lot of guys that are foreign, Africa foreign. So be aware of that. But so far, so good. It is free to pretty much use. You can message people and things like that. You can wink at people without having to pay for anything. So I do like that feature. But again, I am still waiting on all three of these sites because I just hopped on them this morning. So I'll make sure to update you. But I just hopped on all three of the sites this morning. Just to kind of play with them a little bit, see how they work. Now, this last one, I will say elitesingles.com is the third one I checked out. Now, this one, out of the paid sites, this one is my favorite, okay? Elitesingles.com I really like just because of the way you get started. So, you can tell when an online dating site is serious about the kind of people that they allow onto the site because you'll notice that they ask you a different kind of questions. You'll notice that they will dive deep, right? So some of the questions they were asking me, what are 2 to 3 things that you're thankful for? And I was like, Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Like, it was annoying through the process because I'm trying to hurry up and get through it. But it was really nice to be able to see a site that genuinely cares about the kind of traffic that's coming their way. And you know that they do because they ask you, like, literally, I must have answered at least 50 questions. Really cool questions like which picture resonates with you the most, right? And it'll be like a picture of a desk, and one's like super clear and chic and modern. The other one's like very, very like simplistic and minimalist. The other one's like messy and chaotic, right? So it's like, which one do you resonate? So it tells me that they're matching personalities with people. They really have a real algorithm that they're playing with, or at least trying to, on elitesingles.com. Now, I know you ladies don't like paying for anything, and I get it, but this one was relatively cheap. You could do 3 months for, I think it was $33. I mean, you can't beat that. I think it was $33 a month for 3 months. I think you do have to pay it up front, so it's like $100. Actually, let me tell you right now. I will tell you right now. So you can become a premium member on the site. For obviously, the longer you stay, the cheaper it is. But if you go with the cheapest one, it's $106 up front. So, you know, they never bill you, like, you know what I mean? They bill you immediately. So you get read receipts for messages, which I really like. A mobile app. Obviously, it's mobile friendly. You have ability to see all member photos, see all people who visited you, view your personality profile. So they are using a really cool algorithm. I like that. I like sites like that. Unlimited communication, 20 wildcard matches per day. So to me, this would be worth it. If I had an extra $100 laying around that I could play with, this would be something that I would invest in just because of the kind of questions that they asked me along the way. Like, they really, really dive in to questions. So one of the other questions it asked me outside of, you know, some of the things I'm grateful for were, if I could change one thing, if I could have one wish, what would it be? Right? Little questions like that are important for me because it helps to just eliminate the scammers, for one, but two, it really helps to just get a good idea of conversational starters for myself, you know, and think about some of the things. It gives me some self-reflection a little bit, if that makes sense, because I had to really sit and think about these answers. I really did. I had to sit and think, like, what are some of the things that I'm grateful for? You know, how would it ask me questions like, how would people describe you? Pick 4 characteristics that people would, you know, describe your friends would say to describe your friends would use to describe you. And I thought that was so awesome. So sometimes, ladies, everything that's free isn't good and everything that's good isn't free, right? You ladies know I'm a huge advocate for seeking arrangements just because of how much free they give you. It is really a choice if you want to be a paid member on Seeking. It is not a requirement. Some sites, it's a requirement. Like Elite Singles, you can't even send a message or read one without being a member. So that tells you that every person on this platform is committed to meeting and finding their special someone, but also that it's weeding out a bunch of people that would just hop on a site like they do on Seeking. On Seeking, it's free, so it's really impossible to weed out everybody, but on sites like elitesingles.com, it's really nice to be a part of an atmosphere. It's kind of like the sorority, right? Kind of like when you step in as a Diamond Elite for Sweet to Elite. When you step in here, every single person around you is the same, right? They have the same mindset. They have the same vision. They have the same goals. They have the same everything. So for me, that kind of environment is the kind of environment I thrive in. Because you let one bad apple into my space and bloop, there goes everything. So that was a big struggle on Seeking, was like all these scammers. It got redundant. It got, you know, I was over it. So I had to like take a break, come back, take a break, come back. So I would definitely say if you can afford to go online and pay for a site, I would highly recommend taking a look at a couple of things. One, what is the traffic like on the site? In other words, can you Google that site and see that people have used it? See if there is a comparison out there that says, somebody said like, hey, this is great. Hey, this is awful. Figure out where that site ranks before you go and spend any money. Number two, figure out what their money back guarantee is, if they have one at all, or if there's like a cancellation policy, because you definitely don't want to be stuck paying for a site that you hate for 6 months. So figure that out before you press the button to pay to be a part of their membership. And lastly, ladies, make sure that before you make an investment in any website that you've exhausted all other options, because there's so many different platforms that you can use that you don't have to pay for anything. But if you are in the position and you have the expendable cash, absolutely 100% go through the process and take a look and be conscious of what they're asking you on this site as you sign up. Make sure that they're asking you real questions. Make sure that they're having you describe yourself. Take a look and see if there's any spots where they allow you to leave it blank, right? Because if there is, then that means 90% of people leave that spot blank. So super, super, super important to keep an eye out for those 3 things before you actually make the cha-ching and decide to dive in and make a payment. Okay? Make sure, even if that's working with me, check my Google reviews, check my website out, check me out, do some homework before you make the investment in yourself. Same thing goes for anywhere else where you decide to spend your coins. Make sense? So I'm going to leave you ladies with the freaking most awesome website I stumbled on this morning, especially for ladies that are online dating, especially for these ladies that are just stepping into the online world and are not really sure which route to go, right? Yeah, she said, I agree. My most successful relationships came from sites I had to pay for, and the investment came back tenfold. 100% agree with you, sis. Like, couldn't agree more. So if you can't, it's okay. There's outlets. But if you can, definitely make the investment in yourself. It's worth it. So now for the website where I got all of this information. Y'all want the site or not? I want to give it to you because I want to make sure that you ladies have a resource to go to. I think the site is phenomenal. I stumbled across it just on Google. There used to be another site that I used to use for this, but I think it changed over to this because I think it like routed me over to this site. This was one of the only sites that I found that was ever like this. So the site is called sugardaddy.com with 2 Y's. So sugar daddy, but with 2 Y's at the end.com. This site is awesome. If you ladies take a look, it reviews top sites from Seeking Arrangements to Ashley Madison, Emily Dates, Sugar Daddy Meet, What's Your Price, Secret Benefits, Victoria Milan, Sugar Book, SugarDating.com, Rich Beach Beautiful, Sugar Daddy, Sugar Dating App, Sugar Daddy for Me, Elite Singles. You ladies get the point. Right? There's so many of them. And they even have this really, really awesome helpful guide that's like, number 1, how to find a sugar baby. Number 2, sugar baby allowance. Number 3, sugar relationship rules. Number 4, how to fill sugar daddy's profile. Number 5, setting up mutually beneficial arrangements. These look like they're like kind of targeted towards ladies that are just getting started, some gentlemen that maybe don't know how to, flow this kind of free, fun relationship. But I think this is super duper helpful, ladies. I mean, this is tremendous for you ladies that, that are just getting started or that have been scammed in the past. Like, this is huge for you, like legalities and sugar dating arrangements, tips for your first date, setting up mutual beneficial arrangements. Like, this site is awesome. Not only does it review all of the top websites for you, right? But it also gives you this awesome sugar daddy dating guide, which I think is just absolutely phenomenal. It says it's been crafted for those who want to get into a mutually beneficial relationship. There's unique helpful guides for sugar babies and daddies, and the ultimate blog with many useful articles on how to live the full sugar life. So phenomenal website, very, very informative. It dives into each review heavily, right? It gives you an overview, a rating of the quality of profiles, the safety and anti-scam, the value for your money, customer service, ease of use, you name it. It literally drops it all for you. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, ladies, but Seeking Arrangements is still at the top with 9.8 stars. 9.8 stars. So sorry, ladies. So it looks like this site actually does host some sugar baby and sugar daddy connections, because it looks like you can kind of go in here and click, I'm looking for a sugar daddy, and then find the person in your area. Let's see what happens when we click. It takes them right over to Seeking. So yeah, that's a nice little loop link right there that loops you back to Seeking. So this site is heavily updated, because all of these links right here for all of these guys take you right over to Seeking. So it's like a cool little insert, kind of like they do when they're, baiting you to sign up for a website. They give you all these guys and say like, hey, look, here's where you can meet someone, and here's all the people that are looking for you, and blah, blah, blah. But you see, they all route back to Seeking. So obviously very, very Seeking friendly this site is. They might have even created it, who knows. But the blog is awesome. It's got a ton of information, everything from allowance to, important questions that you should be asking, intimacy stuff. So definitely very helpful. I would recommend that everyone go check out sugardaddy.com, 2 Y's. It is where I got all the information from for you for today. And I'm going to do my own little personal reviews. I promise that I will update you on them. I promise. And give you a little bit of insight straight from the horse's mouth. Okay. So I will be back a little bit later, and make sure that you ladies head over to YouTube. For those of you that are already here, thank you. Hey. And for those of you that are on your way, I'll see you shortly. There's a few videos that are already uploaded, but don't worry, more content is coming soon. Drop some comments below and let me know what videos you think need to be out there right now. What tips do you need yesterday? How can I help you immediately? Drop some comments. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see coming for you very soon, right over here on our YouTube channel. They should call it BlueTube, because everything we do is blue. The red just doesn't really work with me, but whatever, we'll make it work. I'll see you ladies later. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Remember, ladies, this is hard work, right? This didn't just drop in my lap. I had to do some homework. It took me an hour to put together some of these profiles on these sites just to deliver this info for you this morning. So remember, it is a lot of hard work. It is not just a luxury, ladies. It's a lifestyle. Ciao.